Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night live silver and coin chat with me, Rob Finds Treasure, some weird guy up in the corner named Seeker, and our special guest, Empire Precious Metals, the one and only Stormy.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Stormy?
All right, guys.
What's up? What's up?
So, Seeker, what do you got going on? How was the vacation? What's new? What is up?
Vacation was good, man. I got a little bit of sun, as a lot of people keep commenting, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Nice.
Where'd you go?
Panama City Beach.
Oh,
nice. Oh, Rob's off the screen real quick. Oh, he's back already. He's faster than Jack Flash. What you got going on, Rob? Let the people know.
Man, I had a good time hunting a couple of penny boxes. We had a really good amount of wheat cents. And then on my desk in front of me, I've got an entire fully wrapped customer rolls. It looks like it might be a full box, a collection dump of wheat cents, because I checked a few end coins and every ender in like 7 rolls were wheat cents. So this could be a pretty fun hunt that I'll have planned in a couple of days.
Awesome.
Can't go wrong there, man. All right. And Stormy, let the people know what you got going on in your world, my friend.
Day camp for my children is winding down, and I am very anxious about the next month that's coming ahead, because I am going to be with them for the majority of the time. And this last month has been awesome with them being out of the house. So, don't be surprised if you get some text messages from me asking for help. Summer's coming to an end.
Nice,
but yeah, man. Other than that, it's all good.
How old are your kids?
8 and 6, 2 boys, and it's mayhem.
Yeah, I remember those years. My kids are 25 and 21, so empty nesters big time.
Oh, see, and everybody I talk to, they tell me, "Oh, that's such a good age. Don't wish away these days. You're gonna miss them when they're gone." I'm like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I can't wait until they're gone.
No, they got it right. You'll miss a few of those days. Yeah. You're not gonna miss those years. Just a few of the days.
No, definitely not. And my kids are relentless. They're constantly waking us up. Since they've been born, like 5:45, 5:30 in the morning, and it doesn't matter. No matter how many times we tell them to stop doing it, or how many threats or toys we take away, they're like, "Oh, whatever, we don't care. They just wake us up." So,
I mean, I have 4 kids, so I know exactly what you're
whoa!
going
All right, so I'm going to stop complaining.
You're
got
good.
4. What do you have? Boys, girls, mixture? What do you got?
3 boys and a girl.
Oh my goodness, 4.
So,
He's got an army.
yeah,
Seriously.
Small army. That reminds me of Vic Cruz. That guy had 7 kids.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Two was it for us. That was it.
It was going to be it for us until they both came out boys, and then we wanted a girl. And then after the girl happened, our 4th child was a super surprise.
Oh, there you go.
My wife actually had a tubal ligation. She got her tubes tied and got pregnant less than a year later.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
yep.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. He was meant to be here. That's what I always tell everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And do they help out around the house, or is it really more you and your wife doing everything?
The older ones do.
Okay.
The 2 younger ones, not so much.
How old's the youngest?
He's almost 10.
Okay.
So he's getting there.
Get that guy to work.
Yeah,
Get that guy to work.
We'll get him there.
I felt like I had, when we grew up, man, the whip was cracked at like 5 years old. You're doing dishes, taking out the trash, mowing the lawn by 8 years old.
Yeah. Yep. Very different now. Very different.
Yeah,
now the kids are sitting
sure.
around asking what's the passcode for Netflix as we're doing everything.
Yeah.
What's funny? You know what's funny, Stormy, is I was raised in a military family, and we had a lot of structure. And I mean, we're talking, if we were bad, if it wasn't a beat down, it was push-ups or sit-ups, or what my dad coined fuzzy patrol, which is you had to go around the whole house and pick up every piece of lint and put it in a bag. And you couldn't stop until you had 6 grams of lint in the bag, or you had to write out like, I will not do this on notepads and couldn't play until you had 1,000 times written out. I started off with my kids disciplining them similarly. Right. And it's amazing how as you get older, you don't have time for that, and you just let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But I will say they didn't get away with murder, but they probably got away with second-degree murder a few times.
Well, I totally get it. There are times too where they wear us down. We're like, here, you watch whatever you want. I don't care at this point.
Hey man, my parents were kind of strict, but I mean, I just find it funny. I grew up in a time when if you said a curse word, you wash your mouth with soap, and then the very next generation just decided to eat it on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
I'm just playing. For any of you young guys out there, sorry. Don't dislike Raven.
I'll get all the hate. I'll start getting mail. Why did that guy say all that stuff?
I only made that joke because it wasn't my channel.
All right. Just wait till I get back on your show.
Yeah, we're gonna cancel that one. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the chat? We got some people watching so far, filling in. What is up?
Got Flying Dutchman there, Coin Crew, Ted
Jones. What's up to Jones? Package total.
And
what's
Ted
up,
Jones.
guys?
Ted Jones. He's camping right now, and I told him I was going to be on here with you guys, and he told the family he has to stop doing whatever he's doing. He hopped on here, so thank you, Ted.
Wow, Ted Jones, very awesome.
Yeah, he's a
the family's probably mad, but you got us four happy at least.
Exactly.
What's up, Dr. R. Tanks? Copper, what do you say? Of my 4, 1 in 3 are high-functioning autistic boys, so sometimes it feels like we are parenting 6 or more, but we love them and we're making it. Hey, man, that's what's important.
Awesome.
That is awesome. 2021 D and S. I know. I'll be staring at the computer.
So I was going to ask you guys about that, and I think you mentioned on a recent stream, Seeker, how, or actually, and Rob, you too. It was the one that you did with that guy Santee. Mm-hmm. I think Seeker, you said that it took you like 20 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever, and you finally got him. And then Rob, you said something happened with your car, and then you had to go and you took the call, and then you completely like blanked. You forgot about it.
Well, I blanked, and by the time I got back, it was like 9 minutes after they had started selling, and it took me like 12 minutes to even get to where I could get to the site to see them, and I couldn't order them. So yeah.
So I didn't even bother trying on that first. That first run, just because we all, I think, at some point experienced the issue with, what was it, the reverse enhanced proof or the V75, Eagle. And I decided, I'm not going to even bother. And then it was after that, this most recent release that they said, okay, they've fixed the website. They made it so that everybody can only get 3 of the coins. Yeah, fixed the website. And then they just did the, what is it, guys? Help me out here. The proofs, right? Did you guys get any of the proofs, the 2021s?
The 2021 proofs, it timed right during my vacation, so it didn't happen. But I do have a friend of mine who is sending me one for cost.
Okay. So. And are you looking, there it is. I can
show it. Yeah.
Is this something that you're going to keep in your stack, guys, or are you selling them?
I keep one of like everything. Like okay. I'm a collector. Like if I buy a bunch of extras, it might be for, so-and-so reason. Mm-hmm. I actually ended up getting 10 of the O and CCs. Raven and Rob are both getting one from me of each for cost.
Cool.
As well as a few other people. So I'm taking care of a few people. But I'm going to keep probably 2 of each in my collection. And then, if I have 1 or 2 left over, I don't know, maybe I'll put them in an auction or something. But the majority of them, I just took care of people that couldn't get through the website. So,
do you send stuff out for slabbing and grading, guys? Or do you typically just hang on to them raw?
Bullion, I don't get it slabbed.
Oh, modern stuff? No. I mean, I might do the Morgans just because I kind of want those in my collection slabbed. But generally, no. Modern stuff, I don't slab. That being said, I did slab the 19, but those, yeah. Anyway,
yeah, and there was a point that I would say like a big collector where I would buy like 1 of each thing, and then I remember I was trying to do a video where I wanted, like, people are asking me to show my full stack video. So I remember it took me so many trips and it was very cumbersome. I was like, all right, I got to sell this stuff. It became too much. And now I don't really collect, and I don't really get attached to very much now. Like, I'll buy stuff, and for the right price, I'll let it go. You know, I don't know. So like these proofs, right? The proofs that just came out, I'll sell those. Maybe I'll try to go for the next ones, like you said, tomorrow that they drop the 2 more in the series. I might try to go for them, but I don't really get attached. You know,
I definitely get attached. I mean, I'm a collector. Like I do this because I enjoy doing it.
Sure.
And it's fun to share my love with the community for, you know, this, especially silver stacking and coin collecting. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. I collect a ton of stuff. It's my wife looks at me funny sometimes, but hey, you know what? If I die, she's in a good spot.
Exactly. And like the three of you, like, you know, because all of you guys do auctions. And, you know, I think with me, you know, I was that way too, where I collected a lot of stuff and I held on to it, and you developed like an attachment to some of it. But I think with, you know, doing the auctions, after some time, after selling enough stuff, it's like, okay, you know, you sell it and it's like you rip the Band-Aid off and no big deal. And then a lot of the stuff you could always usually replace too. You know what I mean?
Well, sorry, Raven, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. You're good. You're good.
I was just gonna say, everyone knows I collect everything, and that's probably it is a problem of mine. I mean, heck, I still have probably several $1,000s worth of 1 cent copper cents boxed up because I refuse to give the bank back copper cents that I know are worth more than their face value. So I have problems. I already know that. But when it comes to stuff that I know that I have I already have it. I already have a complete collection. Let's say it's Morgan dollars, and I happen to go to my silver dealer, and he says he's got a roll of Morgan dollars at X price, and I know that's a really good price for me. Then I might pick up stuff like that, and that's the stuff that I'll auction off, stuff that I already know I'm not going to need to hold on to. I already have it.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I can't really afford gold. So when I'm trying to put together a gold type set, I have missions that I'm trying to accomplish. So most of my auction stuff, I do those things mainly so that I could trade in some of those silver coins that have some numismatic value so that I could complete or stack some gold. Plus, you only have a finite number of space unless you have safes and safe deposit boxes all over the planet. So
yeah,
I when I see it getting a little bit cumbersome, like you said, I definitely like to go through it really quick and grab some boxes of stuff and say, all right, I got to move this stuff over the next several weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
go ahead.
I gotta say, I agree too with Stormy and whatnot about how once you start getting used to getting rid of certain things, it's not as painful. But still being on the collector side, like Seeker and Rob is, I want one of everything kind of thing.
Sure.
There's times where I kind of cringe, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be able to get another one down the road. But it's thinking like that sometimes gets you in trouble too, because that one down the road ends up costing you 2 or 3 times what you wanted to pay.
Yeah.
It's like whenever. Like if you said it becomes easier once you rip the proverbial Band-Aid off when you auction, but that's not how I auction. I don't auction anything that I don't already have.
Right.
So, you know, anything I have in my auction, I have 2 of. A perfect example, actually, I was actually showing this to you right before we went live, but this is my Zombux Morg Ann. It's one of the heirs, 1 ounce 99 fine copper. These are worth like $400. I had 2 of them. I sold one. I kept one, and I'm not getting rid of this. It's not going anywhere because I love it. And I know the only difference is it's an error that says 1 ounce of 99 fine copper.
I didn't even know you had that.
I don't even care. You didn't know I had?
I didn't know you had one that said copper. I would have been begging you for it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't like varieties that much anyway.
Before you hopped on, Rob, I was showing this to the guys. This is the mule error, where, you know, the 2018 on the back of the Wolverine. So this is the only one that I ended up keeping, and I sold the rest. But again, you know, this is the only one I have. But if somebody were to come to me and be like, hey, Stormy, I'll give you X, you know, for that, I'm like, all right, here you go.
I don't do X, so I can't offer that.
We had a $10 super chat from the one and only Coin Crew. Says, I also love to collect before stacking, but I do love to stack a lot. To me, coin collecting and stacking, they're pretty much the same. We got a question for Seeker. Was wondering about your bad luck on half dollars with all the 2021s. Do you think that's a Federal Reserve branch where you're at? Rob and Raven seem to get circulated. And I made a joke about it earlier, Seeker, but I kind of almost think that somebody's messing with you and purposely ordering those new boxes on you.
So it's a couple of months before I started seeing the 2021 boxes, the primary bank that I picked up from told me that the Wells Fargo branch that they use, which is the only one in St. Louis, told them that they are not moving coins from like one spot to another right now. So in other words, when they run out, and I may not be able to get boxes at all. Well, I'm still getting boxes, but they're all coming back 2021s, which makes me think rather than moving the coins from like one branch to another, they just ordered a bunch of them from the mint, and that's what I'm getting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's other banks in my area, but I have a problem. I can't find a bank that deals with Loomis that is willing to deal with me. And all of the Brinks banks, I have one that deals with me, but they're my dump bank. And I don't want to go get boxes from the dump bank because it's just going to be full of 2021s that I've just given them. So I'm stuck with Wells Fargo for right now, and that's all they have, it seems, is 2021s. But for those that don't know, on my channel, I did a video. I'm up to 45. Yes, 45. That is over $20,000. I don't have them all because I turn them back in and get new boxes. But
wow.
I have now seen over 45 brand new boxes of 2021 half dollars. All P's, by the way.
That's insane, my friend.
Yeah, it's insane.
It makes it hard to do what you want to do, you know. And
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we got a question for Rob, but everybody, yes, there is a 55 DDO, and if you find it, you found the holy grail of double dyeds.
So keep in mind, there's a couple of different varieties of DDO on the 55. You need the one that's worth the real money. It looks like your eyes are crossed when you're looking at it. So keep that in mind. Go to Variety Vista. God dang, Rob, that is gorgeous. What the heck?
You got a 1955. Cool. Let me see if I can make it. Why didn't I know you own this? Let me make it bigger real quick and show you what it looks like.
Raven, can you solo him? Bigger? It's one of the buttons at the bottom. Or I think maybe just there
we go.
I mean,
that's just wrong.
You almost can't even.
So what is something like that worth?
A lot.
What's the grade?
You're not going to believe it. It's only genuine. The person who had it cleaned it.
Oh,
but I don't care. Look how beautiful it is anyway.
Oh man,
it still is. But that cleaning, man.
Oh,
that's depressing. That is
gross.
Unreal.
Well, eventually, just kidding. Eventually, I will. Why am I the only one in the show? Okay, I was like,
you were showing off that beautiful penny.
Oh, I was like, anyway, eventually I will consider cracking it out and letting it marinate in the air. It's already a brown scent anyway. If somehow I can get it to not look cleaned, it has a polished look to it. So I think it just needs a little bit of touching. And even no matter what I do to it, it's not gonna get a lower grade. It has no grade. So I'm gonna figure out how I can make it so it doesn't look clean, but still get a grade somehow.
So what is that? Like a very fine? I didn't see the reverse.
This to me personally, it's probably between a VF35 XF45, somewhere in that range. I mean, cents can be tricky, but it's in that range.
So for Stormy, just so you know, that coin, if it weren't clean and that grade, is worth somewhere between $1,000 and $1,200.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Even cleaned like that, you probably get $800 for it all day.
Yeah, because it's genuine, so I could still get big money for it for sure.
Right, and that's what would scare me about cracking the holder. To be honest with you, like I would be so scared because if it's already in a genuine slab, I just
no. That's why I said I'm not going to crack it unless I know for sure there's a way that I can try to submit it and make sure that I don't get something other than genuine again.
Right.
See, I don't know much. I don't know much about grading coins. I never send anything out. I have the red book, but I never really open it up and look at anything on that requires reading. But you know, it's just it's like numismatics is to me just like a whole other world. You know, very different than like the modern bullion. You know, this stuff, right? This is very, very different. You know,
yeah, it's a totally different world. I mean, none of that numismatic stuff, at least the older stuff, you're ever gonna. I mean, there's not going to be any more 55 DDOs out there than already exist. Even there might be one or two sitting in a bank box in the back of a vault somewhere. It still exists. There's never going to be any more made. You know what I'm saying?
It might be in this wheat scent box right here, Seeker.
There you go.
That being said, there have been instances of the value of coins dropping considerably because of a big bank find. A good example would be the 19030 Morgan. Still a very valuable coin, but the spread on the coin is razor thin because they found a huge cache of them in the back of an old bank. I don't remember. This was probably 30, 40 years ago, maybe less. I don't remember. It's been a while. But it used to be one of the most valuable Morgans, and it's still incredibly valuable. But, you know, clearly when you find thousands of uncirculated ones just sitting on a bank vault.
Now,
exactly.
And the three of you constantly doing the coin roll hunting, I would imagine over time from you doing as many of those coin roll hunting live streams and going through as many coins as you have, that you probably learned quite a bit from doing it. You come across all the different coins, different mints, different errors, and what to look for. A lot of times I'll watch your streams and I'm like, I wouldn't know the first thing about coin roll hunting. If I sat here, first of all, I would try to do what you guys are doing. I would stab my finger with the little screwdriver thingy. And I wouldn't even know, like, I'd try to sing it like Seeker going, hedges. I used to think he would say hedges. I didn't know what I was, what I was watching.
Hedges!
You know? But
it was like, more than, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. So I just, I wouldn't know what to look for. So if I were to do coin roll hunting, I feel like I would probably pan over a whole bunch of stuff thinking they were nothing and toss them to the side. And meanwhile, I could have had something valuable.
Right.
You know?
Guys, we had another $10 super chat from the one and only Coin Crew, 55 DDO. Woohoo! Let's get this super chat train rolling, choo-choo. Then we got another one.
1776.
Only iCirc with the 1776. A legit thank you, my friend. And Ida Herring, that package is for you to give away. All those coins are for free to give out to your morning show people. And then Jesse O had a question about the upcoming poker tournament. We'll have a video out tomorrow about the Teacher 1388 Texas Hold'em poker tournament. Going to be over on Poker Stars, actually. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So,
all right.
So I looked it up. It was 1962 that some of those started coming out of that bank. Yeah. I had to Google that.
So Stormy, I think you posed kind of a conversation topic. Maybe we'll kill it in a second, but I just wanted to say that, you know, there's really only a few different type of coin roll hunters out there. Some coin roll hunters are silver pickers. Basically, they're out there and they're looking for denominations that they can go ahead and accentuate their silver stack or get silver at face value. As a FYI, I was able to add $3,600 in profit to my stack last year at face value. And what I mean by that is, by the time I paid 50 cents for a coin and put the melt value, I made $3,600 from coin roll hunting just in silver finds.
Right.
So you can do that. That's one way.
Right.
Another person might actually be a variety hunter. There's somebody that's going for every little bit of RPM, DDO, DDR, you know, different types of reverses or obverses or different types of mint marks and things like that. That person's going to probably flip coins more than anything. They're going to find them, cherry pick them, get the best one for their collection, and then keep swapping them out to keep feeding their passion to do that and to pay for submission grades. And then the final person, which is probably the bulk of people, are the ones that go buy an album, coin roll hunt, and fill it to the best of their ability until they get so passionate about it they have to go to a coin show or want to go to a coin show and then fill in the key dates and semi-key dates with the coins they're probably not going to find in circulation. That's pretty much the three different ones. And so you don't have to try to be all of them at once. You can just be a precious metals silver searcher if you wanted to start with, just to pull out silver out of circulation and know that you got it at face value. It's a fun thing to do, but it's also a trying thing to do because you'll do a lot of it and get disappointed a lot, which then leads you into at least trying to keep some of your finds that are varieties or for your albums. So
just to give you an idea, Stormy, and this is just on my live streams. This doesn't include anything I've done personally, nothing I've done in videos. Just in live streams, I've hunted about $1.4 million $1/2.
I remember you hitting the 1 million mark about a year ago or something like that. And that was like a big thing.
And it would have been, and I would be farther than where I am too. The 2021s have kind of slowed me down. But additionally, back then I was doing anywhere between 12 and 14 boxes a week. I'm only doing 8 boxes a week now. So obviously things really slow down, but still I'll hit that 2 million mark eventually. That's the goal. Yeah. I still have my 1 millionth $1/2 in my own little personal slab that I made for it somewhere.
That's awesome. I wish I would have kept mine. I didn't even keep track of it until someone said, you did 526 boxes last year. You did 471 the year before. Aren't you already at 1 million? And I was like, crap, I am. And I didn't even realize it. I blew it.
See, you're an honest guy though. See, Rob, you could have just grabbed a $1/2 and be like, yeah, this is my millionth my millionth.
No, it makes it more fun knowing it is for sure. And I would have had Seeker slab it in one of his Seeker slabs if I kept track, but it's too late.
Yeah. What got you guys into it?
Raven?
Into coin collecting or coin roll hunting?
Coin roll hunting.
Coin roll hunting basically came out of the idea of, already knowing that those kind of errors exist and whatnot, and having the chance of being able to find them. So I used to do it when I was a lot younger, got out of it for a little while, came back to it, of course, and kind of kicked myself in the butt for ever leaving it. Because, I think about all the time that I would have gotten some pretty gnarly stuff out there,
Yeah.
And still what really is the draw is it's almost like a gambler's high, to be honest. You find that piece of silver, you find that coin, you're like, oh my goodness. To give you an idea, I've actually found silver in a penny box. I still have it actually sitting here. It's a Mexican centavos. Where did it go? A 20 centavo silver that I found in a penny box when I still lived in California. You just find some of the most interesting things in the boxes, as well as really great coins that are worth good money still, still to this day. And so it's really that treasure hunter / gambler's high / being kind of a prepper minded person, because I stack, I'm into coins. I also am avid to, be prepared for the worst kind of thing,
Right. Now, do you guys, and before you guys, because I'm curious what got you guys into it, do you also still get that high when you find silver? Because like after a while, you figure if you've gone through 1.5 million coins like Seeker has, or however many Rob, after a while, are you like, okay, yeah, I got silver. Yeah, oh, I got no, not silver. Like, or do you guys still get like, oh, hell yeah,
It's still exciting. It's still exciting, especially when you get a really good box.
Yeah. You know what? Getting 140% in a box is fun for a moment, but cracking open a box and seeing 3 Benji Enders and a Walker Ender and a couple of other 40s, and you're like, holy cow, this is going to be $1,000 melt box for somebody. That's when you know it's exciting. Like, you just know this is going to be ridiculously fun, and you'll see it. The stream will have a couple of 100 people in it. All of a sudden, there's 500 people because word spread, and those boxes are few and far between. But it's kind of like hitting a cash-in lotto ticket if you ever play that. You don't see them very often, but when you do, don't tell me you're not excited. And even if you get a ticket that you spent $5 on and you win 50, that's pretty dang exciting.
True. And the other thing, to that point too, I will say this: every time that you 3 are streaming, the 3 of you have really large crowds, really large numbers. And it's impressive too that you're, able to retain that viewership for as long as you do, that you guys run your streams for as long as you do. But like, I'll see, Raven's on there, I'll drop him a $5 super chat, and then I leave because I have something to do. But I'll see he's got like 110, 120 people in there. Seeker, you're on there. I see you got a whole bunch of people. Same with Rob. So I definitely see there's a lot of people that are into it.
It's a family, Stormy, and a lot of the people are hanging out there, and maybe they just want the background noise of my loud voice and the chance of finding silver, but everyone's chit-chatting in the chat, having a good time, and it's like a family. And honestly, the coin community, that's what makes the crowd stick, is when people have fun. I mean, I used to go to ball games when I was a kid watching the Giants, and they would get their butts kicked all the time when I was a kid, but I still loved being there with my dad, ordering a hot dog and watching the game, even if it was bad. So right. Yep. I think it's just the community, everyone having fun, and hey, once in a while, there's a good box. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
That's one of the things Jez Logic said. Raven practically jumps out of his chair. Honestly, the other night I found a 1970D 40%er, in a box. I literally went ballistic because we've been trying to get rid of the Raven Bill's Bounty coin and RavenHawk Coins ones. That was a 2-year bounty to find that coin, guys. A real quick, I don't want to get off the subject, but we have a couple super chats. Richard Sappington, thank you very much for the $7.89. He says 40 of 50 nickel rolls hunted, 3 silvers, a 43P, 45, and a 45D, 17 pre-1960s. Nice. And then we had a second one here from Mike Plappert. Which YouTube channel has the most watch hours? Well, I would probably assume.
PewDiePie?
Yeah,
that's probably Rob.
That's
probably Rob.
But
I mean, he has the most views.
Yeah.
Did you see the 1776 super chat from ICRC earlier?
Yeah, they shouted him out.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay.
We only watched Seeker for the F-bombs. Just kidding. Love you, buddy. That's awesome.
One time.
He did it, though. He did it.
Dude, when I came on here before you started the stream, I was hearing your potty mouth. I was like, "Oh, look at this! Look at that!" And I had to ask the question. All right, Raven, I'm pretty sure you're a PG, but I just want to confirm. And are we swearing or no? He's like, "No swearing."
I've never used a curse word in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's against his religion.
Yeah.
But no, man, I mean, the coin roll hunts, like Rob and Raven already alluded to, it's a family. It's a lot of fun. We'll get on there. We'll just have a good time. I do my best to make my stream as entertaining as possible. I add as much stuff to it as I can to do that. I even have animations with Rob and Raven. Everyone loves Rob's head blowing up animation, by the way, which is probably my favorite one too, to be honest with you. But
I think Seeker started packing in the big crowds when he brought in Sister Seeker. That's it was. Everyone is there like finally something nice to look at.
I mean, I tell you what, right after Sister Seeker came around, I was getting around 300 to 350 viewers at peak.
You were.
Hey guys, Sparky's 406 coins with a $25 super chat says, just because. Thank you, gentlemen, for all your channels and knowledge. This is a family. I agree, brother, and thank you very, very much for the love. We appreciate it. It really means a lot. It helps the channels quite a bit. Gentlemen, what do you got to add?
I want to know about the Dorito duels on Stormy's channel.
You want to know what the hell kind of weird acid have I
because
been?
I sat and watched some of your auctions and hung out on your channel kind of in background while I'm doing stuff, but for some reason, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of the Dorito duel. Now I have to know.
You've never heard or seen the Dorito duel? Oh.
It's pathetic, I know, but we don't. It's funny how not funny. It's typical of when you are so caught in your own little world, you get busy. But I don't know about the Dorito duel. Now I'm sad.
It's long story short. When I've got two bidders going back and forth, and I'm trying to think of actually how it came about. Like it just, I think you know what it is. I found a video clip because I'll play video clips and animations and stuff. So like how you were saying how you called a coin roll hunt like a sports, a sports game and everything. A lot of times when I am doing an auction, I'm calling it like a fight, and I picture in my head just different video clips from the 80s and 90s action movies that we all grew up on. I'm like, oh, this is I can picture this happening right here. So anyhow, when I get two people going back to back, with one another, I found a video clip of these couple of fat kids fighting in a driveway with lightsabers, and
that's awful.
So So I'll play this video clip of these two kids going at it. And then I just started voiceovering them. I'm like, give me that, that's my Doritos. Like, I don't know. So I start making fun of the kids fighting, and I said something with Doritos, and then it just kind of snowballed into this thing of Dorito duel. So now what happens is if people get into a fight, I change the colors of everything. It turns orange. Doritos are floating around. You have these two fat kids fighting. It's freaking weird. You know, it's weird.
Regardless whether it's a Dorito duel or not, however you're doing it, that's if I don't get me stuck in a Dorito duel. Now I'm scared to go auction because I would get caught. That's a lot of fun. That would be like, I got to win this. For sure.
It's a lot of fun. Everybody likes it. I have the emoji of the fat kid's head and a Dorito chip and everything. And, you know, it's funny, I guess. Right. It's random, but that's what that is. That's what that is.
That sounds fun.
Seeker's very amused.
No, it sounds entertaining. I'm thinking about how that would look because I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna have to go check it out.
I was picturing it as now I have to go pop in and see it.
I mean, it's on any of my replays. You scroll back and you'll see. Once the screen is orange, you'll see it, and you're like, oh yeah.
Trust me, I'm gonna be looking.
And then, like, I have, like, if somebody throws me a super chat, instead of making it rain dollars while it's in the Dorito duel zone, I have it raining Dorito chips, and you'll see it. When you see it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I get what he's talking about.
You know, speaking of Doritos, I have a hand-poured silver Dorito.
Nice. See?
You've never seen this, Stormy, since you got... I forgot I had this, so I got to show it to you real quick. Guys, we got a $10 super chat.
Borderland.
From Borderland Stacker. Stormy has Doritos and koalas. Assaulting kookaburras. You know what, though? But that's the thing, Stormy, when you asked about our audiences, you know, each one of us kind of has our own thing that we do. But look at that. It is thin.
Look at that.
Dorito.
Who poured that?
That's Big Red Bullion.
Even that silver Dorito made me hungry for a second.
Well, I'll tell you, in all honesty, when I am doing these auctions, I kid you not, a lot of the times, all the talk about Dorito chips, like, I start getting really hungry. The people send me bags of Doritos as, like, gifts and stuff. Well, like, yeah, I like them. I'm not, like, a fiend for them, but it's just it kind of took on a life of its own.
Well, Stormy, if you look in chat, you'll see dots going across the screen. I have an emoji for that, and I love Dots pretzels. I love Doritos just as much as I love Dots pretzels, though. That's why somebody asked about why I have it, and I think I have number 3 actually. You okay there, Seeker?
And these things.
I'm watching the Dorito duel.
Are you really?
I knew he was going to find it. I knew it.
Yeah, I would do that on your show, man.
Sorry, no, I'm not going to. What?
We got a $5 super chat from King's Coins. Says lurking and enjoying the conversation.
King's Coins, what's going on, pal?
That's entertaining.
Matter of fact, next Seeker show will be like this. And like,
that's entertaining.
I try not to make fun of these kids, but I mean, I couldn't help it. I shouldn't. I'm a teacher too, so I probably shouldn't be making fun of, you know, but a couple of kids just, I don't know. I thought it was amusing. But yeah, I mean, like you guys, like Seeker, he has a lot of the animations and stuff in his, and you know, RavenHawk.
Seeker's got animations. I just got antics.
Yeah,
but you know what? Though
you're the same like Rob, antics and catchphrases.
But I'll tell you,
I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know how to do a lot of those things.
But you know, nothing for nothing. You have your wife there on your stream. A lot of people do like to see the interaction between the couple. You know what I mean? Between the two of you. That's why a lot of, you know, shows that might have 2 people, it works because you don't necessarily need the tech stuff, right? Clearly, it's what you've been doing has been working just fine. So, you know, you might not have Doritos raining from the sky and fat kids fighting, but you have your wife there, so it works.
And don't take this the wrong way, but your wife is much better to look at than two fat kids fighting.
Yeah, I'd agree to that. Guys, 67 J Mac with a $5 super chat says Raven, Seeker, and Rob are the best and only ones I watch and subscribe to. Wow, man, that is quite a compliment, and thank you for that, my friend.
Here's the other thing I noticed too. There are a lot of coin roll hunting channels, right? There's a lot of them. Your three are the only three that I've ever really even paid attention to, because coin roll hunting really never was something that I was into. There's a fourth channel that I know of that I'm friendly with, but there's so many others, and I'm curious if this has ever happened to you guys. Have you ever noticed that there's like almost like an entire other, it's going to sound weird, an entire other like world or side of YouTube within our community that we don't typically interact with? And what I mean is, if I go to Raven's channel, I'll see names in there that I recognize on Rob's channel, and I recognize some of those people on Seeker's channel, right? And you get that overlap. There have been some channels I've come across. There's this one, 200,000 subscribers, JB
Coins. Yeah, JB Coins.
He just popped up into my stream, and I was like, what is this channel? It's 200,000 subscribers. I've never seen a channel that big in our space. And I go in there and I see like 100-something people, not a single person I've ever seen before. I'm like, what is it? It felt like the upside down. Like I didn't know where I was, Do you see that? Do you ever come across like all these random channels? They're like, where has this channel been?
I mean, not much anymore, but I mean, I remember, discovering a lot of coin channels that I'm like, wait, what? But it's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, so
every once in a while, like a big channel will just come across and you're like, where has this been?
Right.
It's not channels that I've not heard of. Like I'll give you an example. If I pop into JB or Couch or Blue Ridge Silverhound or Couch, I already said Couch, or Half Dollar Make You Holler. When I sit in their chats, there's only a handful of people's names and I'm like, oh, I know them, or a handful of people that frequent my stream. So you're right. I don't know if it's split on purpose or if it's split for personality. I mean, I'm a loud personality, and somebody who doesn't have patience for loudness might not want to listen to me for a few hours. It is what it is. So maybe I'm not the type of person they want to listen to. So, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's amazing how you think this is such a niche. It is a niche community, but it does feel like it is split up a little bit. Like there's enough people all over the place.
Yeah. Like and Blue Ridge Silverhound that you're talking about. I just stumbled across that channel the other day, 200,000 subscribers. I'm like, how am I missing some of these channels? You know? Right. But I was asking earlier, I posted the question to you guys. What do you like more? Do you like doing the coin roll hunting or do you like doing the auctions more?
Oh God, coin roll hunting all day. In fact, like I've been doing auctions just so I have a stream to do on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I'm like chomping at the bit to get back to CRH. Like I just am. I mean, I just love it. I don't know. But it's just a lot to it. Like I have a lot of people that come in. Like I get more viewers. Like an average auction, I'll peak at like 180 watching. A CRH stream I can hit 300 almost every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes well north of that. And I have people that come in. Like I actually have viewers on there's actually one guy on my live stream that's over 1,000 hours watched. And
wait, say that again?
Over 1,000 hours watching my stream. And that is confirmed by my bot.
Wow.
He has 1,045 hours. That's Leon Peters.
Wow.
AG Price has 927 hours. I'm sorry, 891 hours. Papa Cryptos has 886.
All
Mr.
those
Nichols,
days and
860.
That they can
I mean, just think about that. Think about that.
They can never get that time back.
Hey, they enjoy it. They enjoy it, though.
I would hate.
I have to do a quick disclaimer. I had to bust Seeker's chops for a second.
I know. You're good.
I would hate to see how much hours, because I don't have a bot for that. But I will say that I've been streaming now. It's almost 3 years. In about another 6 weeks, I'll be 3 years streaming. And my moderator, Jan Lewitt, has never missed a stream on my channel from open to close. I don't even know how many hours that is. But even if I only said 7 hours a week times 3 years, it's up there. And Thank you, Jan. I don't know how you do it.
Now you're friends with Seeker and Raven, I'm sure, outside of
mostly Raven, but I do consider Seeker an associate friend as well.
I mean,
I'm
so
on
Come on, Seeker, just
I
kidding.
know. Just playing.
So have they ever tried to help you with the tech?
I don't ask for help too often because Seeker's helped me on a few things. I can set up a bot. My channel's known for not having the bot.
Yeah.
And we just have open discussion.
Yeah.
But I have thought about installing at least a bot to log time watched and a few other small functions just to keep some people that love those types of things in the chat.
Right. Oh, I told Rob a couple of years ago that we could set up a bot that only has help functions. Like if you type !help, it'd tell you what, the stuff they need to know. And then obviously track hours. You wouldn't have to use the coins. You wouldn't have to have the mini games. And there's been times where I had thought about pulling the mini games, just because I have so many people watching. At the end of the day, they enjoy it. So all I do is I put a cooldown on all of the games so that you can only play them once every 5 minutes. And that's the only way chat keeps up. Because if not for that, there's no way I'd ever be able to read chat.
And then I'm kind of middle of the road between what Rob and Seeker do, and have my own kind of little niche there too. I couldn't do a lot of the stuff honestly without Seeker's help. Seeker's been a big part of my channel for being able to have layouts and certain things that I just don't have the technical skills for.
Right.
So, it's pretty cool though to be able to lean on, Rob and Seeker, because I also go to Rob when I have questions on, hey, do you think I'm going the wrong way with my videos or something? And, Rob won't say it, until you ask him. But when you ask him, he tells you honestly straight out. And that's a huge help. Yeah.
No, I mean, iron sharpens iron. It's good to have friends like that in your corner who, can always help you out. I think I've reached my maximum capability of technology, though, to be honest with you.
I like Brandon's comment, by the way.
I was just going to say that's one of the purest comments I've read right now.
Dude, I don't know.
Right.
Brandon, I don't recognize your name, and I apologize if you're already on my channel. But straight up, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. My channel specifically is about stacking for the right reasons. I'm not a doomsdayer. I am not an end of worlder. It's, I'm not telling everyone, oh my God, go out and buy silver. It's going to be $100 tomorrow. In fact, I'm generally the opposite of that. So I 100% respect anyone who thinks that way. So it's good to hear that about Stormy.
Why you have literally the three of us think the same, guys, along the same way. We're not trying to scare people or make them freaked out. We're teaching them honestly what we think about what's going on and where we think things will go, and trying to be as entertaining as we can.
Yep, absolutely. I also blah 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 blah. I also saw somebody earlier ask if we use Stream Decks. And yes, I do have the Stream Deck XL.
You got a big one.
Yeah, I got the big 32 buttoner.
The thing is, I got the 15 button. And after programming it, I'm like, damn it, I should have gone for the bigger one.
Dude, true story. When those first came out, I was streaming before there was even any Stream Deck. And when the 15 button came out, I'd never heard of it. And then the 6 button one came out, and I heard of it. And when I heard of it, the 6 button and the 15 button one were out. And I'm like, oh, that could be cool. We'll try this out. So I would go up to Best Buy. Normally I order stuff on Amazon, but I had a feeling that if I really liked it, I was gonna want the 15 button. So I went up to Best Buy and bought the 6 button one. And I took it home, and I took it back the very next day and immediately ordered the one that you're showing. I'm like, oh my God, this thing's incredible. Yeah. And then as soon as the XL came out, I ordered it immediately. And I still have that 15 button one. I let my son use it, who streams on Twitch video games.
I'm gonna have to have Seeker over my house to show me how to use that, because when he said, "Did I ever get the El Gato?" I was like, "No, I only have the El Perro." Because I was like, I have dogs. I've never heard of the cats. So anyway,
that thing is invaluable. It's
it
absolutely
really
invaluable.
Helps tremendously. But now the concern I have is, all right, I've got this 15 button thing all programmed, but if I went and got the 32 button, I would have to basically redo it all from scratch, right?
No, you could copy it over. It's the same software, so you can copy all that over to the new one.
Oh.
and then just expand on it. Let me see if I have. I'm on a.
While Seeker's looking, I'll answer Ronald's question. I would imagine, Ronald, you're asking a fair price for silver halves. You're talking about junk silver 90%. Well, if you're talking about 90%, keep in mind right now the melt value is right around, what is it, 18 and a half. I think 18 and a half is melt, 18 and a half times space. So if you were going to be buying it, you probably would be buying it around 21 times space, 20 to 21. If you were selling it, you'd probably be selling it around 18, somewhere in that range. So if you're talking about 90% junk silver, not BU, not key dates, not varieties, just straight up halves that you'd buy from a silver dealer, then yeah, probably 20 to 21 times space today.
I think I just crashed everything. Hold on just a second.
Everything but your voice.
Yeah, no, well, that's not going to crash, but I may have crashed OBS. Go ahead and keep talking. I just got to fix this.
We want to stare at you in silence.
Yeah,
Dwayne, if you can get junk silver for 19 times space right now,
that's a great buy.
I would buy it up because you're barely over melt. That's hardly anything over melt.
Yeah.
I have to be careful not to press these because it will automatically switch me to the scene. But just to give you an idea, to Stormy, like literally this is just my main page for my stream.
Wow.
Like, this is all just animations that I have set up.
Yep.
Like I couldn't imagine doing this with the 15 button.
No, I know. Cause for me, I've got, folder within a folder within a folder. And it's like, you got to be pressing the buttons quickly to get in and out of the stuff. But then you also have to press them to turn them off though, right?
No, absolutely not.
I have 2 buttons I press for my Echo mic on my stream, and that's a lot for me.
So I'm doing something wrong then because I press the button, it activates the video.
Okay.
And then if I don't press the button again to turn it off.
So all you have to do is create turn on. Oh my god, I clicked the button again. This is on my CRH stream setup. So if I press one of the buttons, it tries to switch to that setup to play it, and so that's why it keeps. Because this is actually my OBS, and it keeps trying to switch because I keep pressing it. But anyway, once it gets back to being fixed, I'll show you what this looks like. Anyway, keep talking.
Yeah, no, I think I'll probably have to get the bigger one now because I keep adding to it. It's too much. Look at him cycle through.
Yeah,
that is the thing too, though, Rob. For you, without tech, I mean, then you don't have these types of headaches. Because I'll tell you, if I go live and something isn't working, I want to flip the table over. Like I start panicking and then I want to throw things.
Well, I can always introduce one little baby step at a time. Like my stream 3 years ago or almost 3 years ago was pretty generic. And then 2 years ago, it got upped. And then a year ago, it got upped again. And then 6 months ago, I upped a couple of things. And as I get comfortable and better, or I don't know if it's better, but as I get more comfortable, I guess, then I introduce a few things. So.
All right, I'm just going to close OBS.
How do you turn sterling silver spoons into real sellable product after melt, and will coin dealers buy it? Tanks, by the way, great guy, good friend of mine. Thank you, Tanks, for the $5 super chat.
Definitely thank you for the super chat. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, so I got to ask one follow-up question because he says, how do you turn sterling silver spoons into real sellable product after melt? Are you talking about not taking it to a refiner and getting it refined into 3/9 fine? Are you talking about just you putting it in a furnace and melting sterling silver into a slug or into a bar or a button? I mean, I need a little more information. I'll tell you this right now. If you remelt silver or sterling silver spoons and don't refine them, the finished product typically is not going to be as nice, or at least without the hallmarks and all the fun that a sterling silver spoon has. I would go grab them. I actually bought an entire sterling silver spoon set because I had to have them. They're from a burnt down factory with the hallmarks that I knew about. I was like, I got to get them. So I got them, and I won't melt them. Matter of fact, I got them from somebody in the chat, Ike's girl. I bought them from her because she was going to send them to the melter, and I'm like, I'll just buy them. I didn't want to lose history like that. I won't melt sterling silver unless it's jewelry grade, and then I'll put it in a bar format and I'll stamp it sterling, and you can sell that pretty easily at any shop that deals in silver. I mean, as long as you don't misrepresent it and you say it's sterling silver. But if you if you take it to an assayer or to a refiner, you can get the melt value right from them, or you can go ahead and have them refine it down to 3/9 fine, and then it's very sellable.
And to add to what you said too, Rob, you got to be careful on some of the things you melt down, because you might be melting down something worth a lot of money.
Remember when I melted the Norfed round by mistake? I did a generic. I bought a whole roll of generic bullion from a silver guy that I was going to melt into some of my RFT bars, and I didn't really pay attention to. I just threw it in the crucible and started melting it. And as I'm filming it, everyone in the video, well, actually, as I'm editing it, I noticed there was a Norfed round in there. Obviously, those have a little bit of a premium. Long story short, you got to pay attention to what you're melting.
Man.
Yep.
Did we lose Seeker? Oh, no, he's there.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was just going to show you. So this is how that works. So you make all your buttons a multi-action.
Uh-huh.
So the one on the right, that just turns on my dragon's animation. I have a delay, which is exactly how long it goes, and then it turns it off. So just one button press and it does it all. And then the other one's an example of like what pressing one of the buttons for when I find a half looks like.
Right.
So it will up the counter to turn on the toasty animation and the sound. It will delay. It will up another counter. It will turn off the toasty animation. It will delay, and then it will reward the chat.
I'll have to
all up one button.
I'll have to screw around with it.
Yeah, that's.
I love S3 tips, but I won't without a fume hood. Actually, even with the fume hood, I won't work on refining. That's just too much danger for me. I don't want to. If I can't, when it's hot and I can see it, I can be cautious. When it's in the air and I can't see it, I'm not going to breathe that stuff in. And I know there's safety precautions, but I'm not about to refine stuff. I'm not going to delve into that. But S3 tips makes it look safe and easy, and that's what's scary. Although he does forewarn you in the beginning about what he's doing.
So Des Logic has a really good comment. Nope. Yes. So it says, I've been to Storm's auction before, and you can't bid because you're not a member. So I'm going to let him answer that, but I can also tell you why.
So for me, I've had instances where people will bid on items, and then they turned out to be bogus. And so oftentimes what that ends up doing is it takes away time that we spent auctioning that item, right? It ruins the sale for myself. It ruins the opportunity for the people that were actually trying to buy that item, right? All the people that were bidding on it and they got beat out by a bogus bidder. So I ended up having like a spreadsheet that I was keeping track of, but that became too much of a hassle because I'd have to see, oh wait, who's a registered bidder, who isn't, and it became difficult for my moderators as well. So unless you're going to pay the lowest membership fee, which for mine it's $1.99, then you can't bid. It's just that simple. And then for myself and my moderators, we're able to see the people at a glance. If they're green or if they're blue, then they're okay to bid. It helps us weed out those trolls. So
one thing I did, and I would be 100% doing the same thing that Stormy is, just so Dislogic knows. I actually scripted a piece of software that runs on my bot. And so whenever anyone's typing a message in YouTube, if you look at the code, their channel ID is listed as part of the message. So my bot can actually read every message and see if the channel ID is a registered bidder or not via a small text file I have on my computer. So if I put your channel ID in that file, it allows you to bid. And if you're not in it, it doesn't accept your bid. If it weren't for that, I would be doing the exact same thing. And the main reason is not only do you have to worry about somebody getting beat out on an item they really wanted by a fake bidder who ended up not paying, but additionally, you have to worry about someone paying way more than they should have because somebody bid them up that never intended on paying anyway. And that is called shill bidding, by the way, which is actually illegal. So there's a very good reason for channels doing members only bidding. Honestly, I would expect any channel to be on members only right now, unless they had something in place like what I did.
I do I know your name and allow you to bid?
That's not even perfect anymore because YouTube doesn't allow you to go to a channel. And there is that plugin, but that plugin is sketchy at best. Like it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so I could, like right now, literally, because Rob's not 100,000 and not verified yet, I could steal his icon, make an account, copy his name, copy his icon, and go into.
I'm just kidding. You're fine.
And go into any stream and pretend I'm Rob, and there's no way for anybody to know, even the stream owner, to know if it's the real Rob or not.
Well, a lot of people who like visit their channel go ahead and make me an honorary mod so that when they see my name on blue and then they know. Plus, I'm probably a member on most of those channels anyway.
Right.
And I've had instances too where I've had people that were, it's not 100% perfect. I've had a couple people that were, paid members bid on a couple items and didn't pay. You're going to get that every once in a while, but the overwhelming majority, I would say 99% of my bidders, they pay end of stream. They're prompt. They're awesome, and they help. Let's face it. If it wasn't for any of our subscribers and viewers, the channels wouldn't be what they are. So
very true. 100%. And I'm kind of, I play it a little bit by ear. I have two ways that you can register. You can either be a channel member or you send in $1 through PayPal that's refundable. And then the third option is if there's enough people in the room that know somebody, and it's been very, very rare that I've had the issue of somebody not paying or burning the auction or doing some shill or overbidding. So but it does happen. I still have had, just like anybody else, there's been a time or two that somebody didn't pay for what they need to,
right.
And it's just the risk you take doing an auction,
Yep.
Right.
And I've had a lot of people come into and who I haven't seen before, but others, like we were talking earlier, people travel in circles and people are like, oh, so-and-so, they'll vouch for individuals. And then when that happens, sometimes I'll just give them a wrench. Just make them a moderator, and
that's the issue with the vouch thing, though. Is what I just said. I could steal anybody's channel ID and just act like.
Good point.
And so
we should have secret passwords,
not channel ID. So you can't steal a channel ID because the channel, even if you change your name, the channel ID remains. But you can steal a person's name and icon.
You can't take my exact name. What you could do is you could have Rob Space finds treasure.
No, that's not true. I can have Rob finds treasure exactly how it's spelled. Yes, I can. Okay.
Let's put some money on this one.
All right, Dorito duel.
Rob.
Dorito, wait, where's the Dorito duel button? Let's go, Seeker.
All right, guys. It is 8:02.
Yes, you can. I just wanted to have a Dorito duel. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Hey, I like Dorito. I like the Dorito duel. That was hilarious.
It is.
Do we have to end? We're having so much fun.
I know, but we stay pretty strict to our hour. People are going to get mad at us.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Seriously, when I started YouTube, you guys were already, plugging along, and Seeker, I think, was the first of you three that I came across, and then Raven, and then ultimately Rob. But I appreciate everything that you guys do for the community. I'm excited for Rob to get his double silver play buttons behind his head there, and you got to amp up the gardening there. But
it's been a grind. It's funny. I got to where at one point, what is it called? What's the site that you check out to see how your performance is, Seeker? The third party.
Social Blade.
Blade.
Yeah.
I stopped going there because they started making you have to pay for it. But I went to Social Blade, and at one point in January, I had a great January, and it was like, you're going to be at 100,000 by August. And I was like, sweet. But you know how everything inevitably, the world opened back up. People started going back to work and everything happened. And let's face it, summertime coin hunting is a little slower and the coin shortage. So with all that going on, we'll get there. I'm excited to get there. And while I'm plugging that, I do have a monster, and I don't mean small. I have a monster giveaway announcement video. As soon as I hit 96K, I'm going to set it in motion for my 97, 98, 99, and 100. Wow. And it's absolutely going to break me, but I think it's fun and worth it if we get there. So we'll see what happens. We'll wait till we get to 96. I'll put the video out, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Since I'm plugging myself all of a sudden. Thank you, Stormy.
All right, guys. Actually, you guys know we could talk all night. That's why I was saying this hour went by so fast. And Stormy was a really good guest to be on here. Looking forward to doing the little nitro challenge still with Rob too. That's gonna be awesome to see which one of us is crying.
I saw you do the packy chip. I was dying laughing. I lasted 20 seconds before I started throwing milk on my face. I was dying. It was horrible.
I wish I could do that, but it would probably kill me, and I mean that sincerely.
Oh my God!
I had stomach ulcers that put me in the hospital and literally did almost kill me. Like I was bleeding out. And so I can't do that stuff.
No.
It would be cool though.
Let Raven do it. Leave him to it.
I can. You know what? I've got a talent when it comes to hot stuff. I actually. I know why Rob said he's waiting on something from me. That's why we haven't done the challenge yet, huh?
I actually have the box. It's sitting in the other room. But I was gonna say, what's hotter, the chip you sent me or the Death Nut 5.0 or whatever the heck I ate?
I have not done the Death Nut one yet, but I do have it sitting right here.
I've done 1.0 and 2.0, and I did them no problem.
I have 3.0 sitting here.
We should see you guys do it right now. Seeker and I will sit back and just laugh at you two.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not mentally prepared to see Raven cry.
No.
Dude, I would love to take you guys on if it wasn't for my stomach, because like tongue and mouth, I can handle it. I grew up eating jalapenos out of a jar and watching soap operas.
Yeah.
Like with my mother. Seriously. Like we would sit on the couch, especially in the summertime, and she had a jar of banana peppers and a jar of jalapenos, and we just sit there and snack on them while we're watching. That's probably why I have stomach ulcers. But
that's funny, man.
I lasted 20 seconds. I can't handle the heat.
Oh yeah.
I grow Carolina Reapers and ghost peppers, and I can eat them fresh from the garden. And I'll tell you right now, fresh peppers from the garden are scarier. Unless sometimes you get a weak one. Let's face it. Sometimes I eat a ghost pepper. I'm like, man, that was basically not as hot as I thought. And then sometimes you get one, you're like, wow. But those were hotter to me. Those are hotter to me than the Death Nut challenge was for me personally.
I agree. From doing it's the seeds and other stuff. For some reason, fresh peppers they are a wild card. Like he said, you can have a death, or what do you call it, reaper that tastes nice and sweet, and a habanero that tastes nice and sweet, still has heat to it, but not what you expect. Then you grab the next one and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? And you're doing
the hottest pepper I ever had was called I forgot, it's called something brain. Dang it, I forgot what it was. And its Scoville's less than 1 million, but the one I got had to have been a 2 million, because I've eaten ghost peppers that were right around 1.7 million Scoville, and this brain freeze or brain something it was called destroyed me. I could not stop from hiccuping, tearing, and even gasping for like 40 minutes, even with gallons of milk drinking. I was like, why did this kick my butt? I don't even know what it was called. That's much it killed me.
Yep.
Brain strain is what it was called. Anyway.
All right, guys. So let's do this. Seeker, what you got going on to send us off, and then we'll go down to Rob and Stormy, and then I'll send us home.
The fire nuts.
I just wanted to say I don't know what the White Castle challenge is, but that sounds like something I'd do because I eat those way too often. But
I would do that with you.
It's holding in for 24 hours after. That's the challenge.
Yeah, that is the challenge, 100%. No, guys, thank you so much for joining. We're on Rob's channel in 2 weeks. Is that right?
Yes.
They're on my channel in 2 weeks. Yes.
Looking forward to it. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Make sure you go check out everyone here if you haven't done so yet. Especially Mr. Empire down there, because he is our guest. So we would love to throw some love his way. His channel is growing quite well. But seriously, guys, thank you again. It's been a blast, and we'll see you soon.
Big Rob.
Had another fun hour and 9 minutes. I think Richard Savage had said it best. It went by quick for me, but whenever I'm with these guys, and thank you, Stormy, of course, for being here. It always goes by quick. Stormy, I will check out. When do you do your live auctions that might have it? I might actually go in and When's your next one?
Next one is Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What about what is it? Only Wednesdays?
No, typically I do Sundays also 5 p.m. Eastern. Once the school year starts up again, I'm a teacher. Once the school year starts back up again in September, I'll probably drop off of the Wednesdays and just stick only to Sunday. But so for now, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern.
That explains it. I stream Wednesdays and I take Sunday almost exclusively off of YouTube unless I skipped Saturday for whatever reason. But I will try to make one of yours because I want to do a Dorito duel.
Sounds good, buddy.
That's awesome. So, Stormy, what do you want to say to the people before we close it up here?
No, just again, guys, I appreciate the three of you sincerely for having me on here. Seriously, you guys are icons within the community, and I do appreciate everybody in the chat who I know and those who I don't. I hope to see you around. And again, this was a lot of fun.
Right on, guys. Couldn't have said it better myself. Big thank you to everybody for being here. We got a really cool tournament coming up. I got the little nitro hot gummy bear thing coming up soon with Rob. You just never know what's going to happen. And if you got time, guys, jump on over to the other coin Q&A going on right now, the live coin Q&A with Paula Bloom and them. They'd really appreciate that. Like always, guys, please make sure to take care of one another. We'll see you real soon. RavenHawk Coins, have a great day.